After a long day at school, it's time to finally do my homework and have a nice evening. Now, let's see the first question. Wait, something's not right.
Vote for me! Vote for me! Vote for me!
No, I thought I was done with you months ago.
No, vote me! Vote me! Vote me! Vote me! Vote me! Vote me! Vote me!
Hey there, it's me, Michael Huang, Chinese-American YouTuber, animator, voice actor, writer, director, producer, composer, editor, and creator and producer of the animated web series Battle for Dream Island.
Why are you here, you epic fellows? I left your grasp ages ago. Why are you back?
Don't you
I
want
love
to...
you.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
No.
I'm talking. Corner, don't you remember the good times? All the votes casted.
Vote for me!
All the shows viewed.
Vote for me!
All the memories made.
The ghosts of OSC past have come to haunt me. This video is a reflection of the entire Object Show community, from its beginning in 2010 to now, basically trying to figure out what it is and why it even exists, and also my personal opinion on the community. So kind of like half information, half slagging the hell out of it. Don't worry, it's all just for laughs, and plus, I was allowed to because I was in the OSC since 2020. Though I left the community 6 months ago after 3.5 years, which I'll go into more later. Even though leaving the Object Show community basically just means to stop watching some YouTube videos, I feel like it means a lot more to me because like 3 years, dude. I'm 15. That's like 1/5 of my life so far.
1/5 of my life watching object shows.
At first glance, the name Object Show Community might just sound like the world's weirdest cult, but it's not, guys. It's actually a very positive group of individuals who respectively appreciate each other's opinion on fictional objects.
If he survives to Teapot 10, I will give away 5 nickel plushies.
The Object Show community is also often shortened to just OSC, which sounds like it's a rare and curable disease. So, to figure out what the OSC is, we have to look back to the very first Object Show, created by two 13-year-old twins, Michael and Carrie Huang. In 2010, the twins were huge fans of the cartoon Total Drama Island, in which a group of contestants would compete in challenges, and the losers of these challenges would vote one of their fellow contestants off the island. The competitors continue to do challenges and vote each other away, and this cycle repeats until only one is left on the island who wins a grand prize. One of the twins, Carrie Huang, created his own version of rock, paper, scissors, fire, water, sponge, and drew a comic titled Fiery about these three things as characters with their own personalities, and later added more objects just like them. The twins decided to combine their love of Total Drama and their object comics into another comic, and then Battle for Dream Island! An animated series on YouTube where the objects from their comics compete in challenges, like Total Drama, with the viewers vote in the comments for the losers of the challenges to be kicked off the show every episode until there's a winner. The show began to receive a few fans, and 1 year after its debut, one fan of BFDI, another young teenager, Adam Katz, took BFDI's formula of challenges and eliminations and added his own object characters and unique challenges and humor, and created a whole show for YouTube inspired by Battle for Dream Island, called Inanimate Insanity. More kids and young teenagers would discover BFDI and Inanimate Insanity and take inspiration from Adam's idea of adding their own object characters and challenges, and then those people would make their own object competition shows or object shows. Fans of BFDI would discover other object shows and become fans of them as well. The collective fan base of BFDI and object shows inspired by its structure would become the Object Show Community, which would continue to grow to this day. With new shows being created using the same formula over and over and over, with few exceptions. Objects, challenges, voting, objects, challenges, voting. The newer object shows wouldn't get nearly as popular as the likes of BFDI and Inanimate Insanity, who as of now have 2 million subscribers and 1.5 billion views, and 500,000 subscribers and nearly 300 million views.
Hey! What? Hey, Apple! What? Can you?
Do you want to see how many object shows there are?
No!
You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness! Squidward!
1,000! Are you joking? 1,000 of just...
The prize is the... Huh? Okay. I hope you get eliminated. Time for elimination.
Well, this is really straightforward.
Nico, I voted for you tonight.
Excuse me?
I just can't forgive the way you've been treating
You know what? Let's have a look at a few of these 1,200 object shows, shall we? The 25 subscriber league object show, Battle for Island, Battle for the Money Island, Battle for Hotel Transylvania, Object Rashed, The Power of Dog, Object Towel again. Why do we need more than one object towel? I think the reason behind the amount of object shows are because of this extremely young audience. These shows attract kids because of their wacky drawings and colorful characters. When these kids see all these epic shows made by Adam Katz and others, they want to make one themselves, but they don't understand how to make original art, which results in more of the same thing over and over and over. I suppose kids just like the interactivity of it all and want to join in. You know, it's a lot like other fan bases really. Look at Undertale and Friday Night Funkin's fandoms. There's a lot of fan-made alternate universes and mods of stands and the different beatboxers, which all come from a snowball effect where after one AU or mod is made, people make more. Just like how when one object show is made, more are made. Especially since there are many different kinds of objects you can put in your show, like a trumpet or a door, which makes the possibilities endless, but there's still very specific guidelines which keep these shows recognizable, like having stickman limbs or competing in challenges. So object shows aren't really good content, like, at all. It's the same cookie cutter BFDI knockoff all the time, and almost no one ever does anything different. It's exhausting. But does that really matter? So many young artists are able to express their creativity, the passion for creating art. Even if it's a total knockoff of BFDI, the hope and joy to create something is still there. That's what keeps this community alive. Passion. Unless... So, halfway through BFDI's second season, the Huang Twins channel got demonetized and they had to cancel BFDI due to
budget cuts.
The community still prospered without BFDI, but by the time BFDI came back in 2016, the community itself had become sick of the repetitive object show formula. So, a few people decided to take the daring task to
Be original, be your own you, be your own you. Don't do what I do, just be your own you.
Well, I wouldn't say original. These snoo shows still followed the object show formula, but instead of taking themselves seriously, they act as parodies of the typical object show norms engraved in the community, sometimes trying to be bad and annoying on purpose. These would become known as joke shows, and the first ever joke show, Object Show 87, was created by two OSC veterans, Niall Burns and Sam Thornbury, and would start a trend of object shows being bad on purpose for satire. I think this was actually a negative to the community more than anything, because it took away the one thing the community had going for it. Remember that thing I said about passion? Well, tear that page out of your textbooks, because with joke shows, it's just resentment against the community, trying to make the most brain rot possible. A lack of care, a lack of passion. This isn't creativity, it's destructivity. Now, that doesn't mean anyone who makes a joke show is a demon from hell. If you used to make a joke show, that's great, but there's no passion of creating when making a joke show, because all you're doing is trying your worst, and what's the point in that? At this point, object shows are like holes dug in the ground. The holes being the rules they all follow: objects, competition, elimination. You can fill the holes with dirt, but then it just blends with the rest of the field. It's invisible. Every single object show is just holes filled with dirt, all the same. The only way to separate your hole from the others is by putting something other than dirt inside. And in 2020, someone planted a flower. On the 11th of June 2020, an object show was posted to YouTube by Cheesy HFJ, simply titled 1. This was very similar to your average object show, except for one key factor. The object contestants didn't actually want to compete. They were trapped in this strange world, forced by an invisible man to compete in his object show. Throughout the show, the objects figure out the truths behind this competition, and by the second season, the competition is put aside, and it becomes a total sci-fi mystery. One is often considered to be one of the best object shows ever made because of its unique ideas and realistic characters. There's been unique object shows before, like Object Manor and Modern Objects, but a lot of those don't really get past their first episode. One indirectly inspired many people in the OSC to take the road less traveled by and make their show stand out. The Daily Object Show, about super objects battling evil spirits from the astral plane. Burner, about objects competing inside a mysterious orange box owned by a giant spider. Obsolete Battle Show, about a fictional character becoming self-aware and hijacking their creator's YouTube channel and stealing their show. That one got cancelled though. Animatic Battle, about an evil object show presenter who slowly kills his contestants. Battle for Cheese, half competition, half focusing on the worries and struggles of the objects. While there's still more typical modern object shows like Object Kerfuffle and Paper Puppets, it looks like the object show community has really become more creative in its last 4 years, which is great to see. But with every fandom, there comes its conflicts. In March of 2020, the Huang twins made the controversial decision to split BFDI into two shows, BFB and Teapot. They did this because they wanted to give their audience silly challenges-based episodes, but also wanted to give them more serious character-based episodes. The split was not well received by fans, with people not liking the poor writing of BFB. One notable critic of BFDI is a person on YouTube who makes long video essays and paragraphs about BFDI, who is probably the biggest BFDI fan ever. When the director of Teapot, Satomi Hinatsu, was fired because of the year-long waiting times between episodes, episodes of Teapot began coming out a lot faster, once every 2 months. During Teapot, there were many live counts of the votes which show people who was in danger. Because of this, there were very close votes known as vote wars. People would get very passionate about keeping their favorites safe. The biggest vote war in the whole show was during episode 9 of Teapot. One of the characters who was up for elimination for voting, Pillow, is very controversial in the community due to being, put it simply, a psychopathic murderer. Some viewers thought this made the show more interesting, having an evil character, while others thought it was annoying having a character constantly attacking the other objects. This caused divisions and anger in the community, but eventually Pillow was declared safe. So, in conclusion, the object show community is a group of mainly children who create and watch cartoons on YouTube starring animated objects battling for a prize and involve the audience voting on their favorite objects. This was formed because of the show Battle for Dream Island, influencing kids to create shows similar to it, due to its fun concept and simple, colorful art style. The OSC is very passionate about their object show characters, and there are tons of fan art depicting these characters. The OSC often gets into arguments over these characters. They also sometimes do not show empathy for the creators of these shows, and will become annoyed if there are parts of the big object shows that they don't like. There are about 1,200 object shows out there, with most of them following the same objects competition viewer voting formula. But since 2020, there have been many new shows providing a unique approach to the formula. So, as I mentioned at the start, I actually used to be in the OSC myself until December last year. I had first found BFDI on June 2020, the day BFB 20 came out. I really liked the show because of its humor and interactivity, and watched the whole show and kept up with new episodes as they came out. I drew plans for an object show using my own characters I had made and put them together in a competition. I never finished this idea, but in June 2021, I made my first YouTube channel, Squaremations, where I uploaded videos where I asked people to vote on their favorite BFDI characters. These videos got surprisingly popular, and I made my own version of BFDI, except the contestants were real people on YouTube doing challenges called Real Life Objects. Being inspired by object shows some of my audience had made, and by the show One, in August 2021 I decided to make my own object show, Objects Want a Thing. It had a lot of drama and mystery, and over time I got sick of the drama, so I moved away from a lot to make a more typical object show called Squary's Battle of Objects. This is where a lot of you guys probably know me from, and these are the videos that are being played right now. SBOO was more focused on humor than drama, and I worked on it from May 2022 to December 2023. After Teapot 9 came out, I started to move away from object shows because I wasn't really the target age anymore for BFDI, and I became tired of making object shows. I wanted to make something totally original, not relying on BFDI for my creativity. So I cut SBOO short to work on a new show, Rope and Bandaniel, and left the object show community. I want to thank everyone watching this video for watching me in my shows throughout the years, and I can't wait to show you what's next for my channel. So thanks for watching, and have a BFDI-tastic day.